one of the schools that I think is actually the best in this country. She went to a school called Gashora. And she was like, we were 5 girls. My father has a very good job. My pocket money was probably $500 and my things are very okay. Do you think I can share something with a girl probably living in Nyabugogo? And I looked at it, I was thinking, because she wanted a scholarship yet she's rich. And I said, how about we say it this way? You grow up in a family and you were 5 girls. You went to the best schools. Don't lie about it. You had the best of everything. In fact, your parents actually did what Africa is dreaming about. It's a time that will come where a young girl is valued just like the other gender. You are actually the synopsis of what Africa is crying for. How about we flip that? And you actually say, my home became an exhibit of what Africa can become if we value ladies. This is the reason why I'm reaching out to other young people who might not share the same background with me. Not because I want them to feel like I'm special, but Africa has always lacked from the deficit, or Africa has always suffered from the deficit of role models. We dream of wealth, but we have never seen those wealthy people. What we have is people who are just coming to share their struggles. We dream of an equitable continent, but where are we envisioning that? So you're not denying the fact that you had a certain privilege, but you're using that privilege to actually make yourself the right candidate of empathy. The ability to step in other people's shoes. I met another guy who wanted to work in Sudan from Rwanda, who was applying for peacekeeping. And you know what he said? He said, Charline, he was my landlord. He said, can you edit my essay? You know, landlords makes you edit their essay, but they never reduce rent anyway. He came and he said, edit my cover letter. And I saw it. My name is, I graduated from this university. I studied this and I'm looking for business. I said, man, me, what I believe is you can't really write a cover letter by saying my name is, I graduated from this university. First of all, nobody hires you because of your name. Nobody hires you because of your age. The school that you went to is not what you advertise in the interview. Because we don't want to employ your school. We want to employ you. I want to hear about what you got from that school, not what the school offers. I can download it on the internet. This is a useless cover letter. Throw it away, let's talk. And I said to him, tell me your story. The guy started. I was born in Uganda as a refugee. And then I came back to Rwanda, I said, how about you are going to Sudan for peacekeeping? How about we start with your life as a refugee, as somebody who has lived a very difficult life and now live a good life, the appreciation you have of all those two, peace and violence. Man, the guy started saying, I think I even have more. We added, and guess what? The guy now is working very well in Sudan, getting a very good salary and is hired. He's not sending me money, but it's okay. But do you see what I'm trying to say? Guys, don't go to interviews or to look for opportunities and these things and talk about basic things like, I'm this old. And we already have seen that on your application. There is need for something more. Are we together? So the point I'm trying to make is always try to come back in your story. People who share their stories are more authentic. That's why when Obama was given an opportunity to become the president of America, what did he do? Did he say, vote for me first? Go and watch the speech that made Barack Obama the president. How does it start? My name is Barack Obama. My presence on this stage is unlikely because my father was born in Kenya. He came to America as a slave. But just like any other person, what he wanted was a great America. He took them back to slavery. He took them on how his father worked so hard to develop America, but black Americans still now don't have a president. And people joined him. Do you know the daughter of T.D. Jakes called Sarah Jakes? I think she was impregnated when she was young. And then what she did is, she didn't lie about that story. She came with it. But do you know how big she is today? And many women loves listening to her than they listen to the father. Why? She has failed. She has gone through the challenges of the woman. And what the father has is a speech without experience. People would rather follow a person with an experience plus a speech. You need to fail enough to teach us about failing. And they listen to her. What is it about you that you think can go together with your project? A project without a story is a car without a petrol. It can look nice, but it cannot move. Are we together? Tell me, no. Number 2, product. What is it that you want to speak about and who needs it the most? Such is the bedrock of confidence. Let's all say this together. What is it that you want to speak about? And who needs it the most? Such is the bedrock of confidence. Product gives you knowledge of your audience. Product gives you confidence. Another thing is audience. Who are you speaking to and who are you speaking for? I want you to clap your hands before I say this. You see, many people have been told that be aware of your audience. How many of you have been told that before? Know your audience first. Are they educated people or that is not the need? Let me tell you one of the mistakes I made. I went to Youth Connect and I got an opportunity to speak. And I was so angry. And the youths were clapping for me because I was right, because I was talking about things they want to hear. But there's somebody who felt provoked by what I was saying. And as a young man, I realized the greatest problems that speakers make, they are careful about who they are speaking for, not who they are speaking to. Let's say you have a project and you get an opportunity to speak to MasterCard. Remember, when you are going to MasterCard, you are speaking for somebody you want to help. But you are not speaking to the person you want to help. You are speaking to somebody who will enable you to help the person. Let me repeat it. Okay, when you are applying to LU, which community do you want to change? Your community, right? But you are not addressing the village head of your community. You are convincing LU admission that I have a community that I want to help. So you are speaking for your community, but not to your community, to African Leadership University. Which means, who is your audience now? Now, many of you think it's both. Both, because whatever you're going to get to LU, you want to come and do it here. This man has to understand what you have to do. That's why some people graduate with good projects, but they never launch them because the community don't know them. But LU says they are our best student, they have a first-class degree, but community is like, oh yeah, rubbish. You get what I'm trying to say? Okay, let's take for example. I get what I'm trying to say. That's where the problem is. You guys think that you don't really understand what, many people don't understand what it means to say audience. Know who you're speaking for. Okay, let me give you an example. I want you to go on YouTube one day, on my YouTube channel, and watch this video when I was speaking at BC in Zimbabwe. So, they said, the header was in Zimbabwe. The guys from the ministry called me, and they said, you know, this is a state-owned media. I said, yeah. We have seen some of your posts. You know me, I talk too much. And they say, by today, Oga, mind your language. This platform. And guess what happened? Before I knew that I'm speaking, of course, I'm happy as a young person that over 1 million people are going to be listening to me. I'm on national TV. That's not the problem. There are other guys who are listening to you who own the platform. You don't see them, but they're there. Who do you think I was speaking to? When I'm on national TV in Zimbabwe, who do you think I'm speaking to? Is it the people of Zimbabwe? Who? Tell me, who is that? The government. But I'm speaking for. I don't want to leave TV and people are like, you are sellout. At the same time, the government is also saying, you are an enemy. I want to live in all of them are happy. That's why you need wisdom to know how to package your message in a way that makes this one happy and that one not intimidated. A lot of young people find it difficult, for example, to partner with government because the way you have phrased your things is too radical for governments. And they talk to you as an enemy, yet you are trying to help this one. So whenever you are speaking, ask yourself this question: who am I speaking? You have given an opportunity to go on Rwanda TV, for example. Remember, the government is also listening to you. Partners are also listening. It's not just about the youth. Some of you, when you go to a conference, you are happy that people were clapping for me. You are letting poor people clap for you, and they will never give you anything except that you are great. You need certain partners to hear you as well. Why do you want to be hated by poor people? Today the stadium was full with who? Maganatan, 500. No, man. You really want to speak in a room and have partners. You want to speak in a room whereby certain people follow you, people that can be your partners. But the problem is, many of you are doing speeches that attract popularity. Popularity is not what we need. What we need is value. That's why you see, for example, water is found everywhere. And it's very important, but it's not expensive than gold. Listen, if you get an opportunity to speak, for example, at Youth Connect, I want you to understand that who am I speaking? For example, she's talking about STEM. It will take a lot of ministerial involvement. It will take a lot of parents to also understand such programs are for women. It will take even us, the people. So you see, your audience is not just what you are facing, especially in this day and age of social media, whereby what you say today shall be commented by somebody who was not in the room you were. The point I'm making is, as a speaker, always ask yourself, when you're writing an application for a scholarship, who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking for? I am speaking for my community, but this help will not come from my community, it will come from this person. How can I make the person I'm speaking to satisfied, and at the same time, my people also satisfied? So your audience is not just this one. For example, I'm speaking to you today. This guy is holding a camera there. What if this guy takes this video and posts it? Somebody who has a university can see me and invite me, which means it's my audience as well. I need to be careful how I place my words. So as a speaker, choice of words is also very important. One of the topics that I teach a lot in communication is words that wow. What I'm trying to say is there's power in how you package your words. Goal and how. So I'm saying, what is your goal and how do we actually get there? I developed a certain concept called the GOAT. Say the GOAT. Can I tell you guys what the GOAT is? So the GOAT is there a marker? I'm a teacher, I can't believe you're not writing. So I want you to see this. Look at this. I don't have a lot of power, I didn't eat. Okay. G, Moses, what is this? You don't like me? Yeah, thank you. The GOAT. G-O-T. So G is what? G stands for goal. O stands for obstacle. T stands for don't worry about my handwriting. I wanted to be a doctor, but it didn't work out. Okay. So what do you do? So first of all, there is a goal for your cause, right? There is a goal for your organization. There's a goal for what? Guys, speak with me. There is a goal for your what? And then for your cause, something that you believe in. You have a main goal. Then there is a goal for a speaking engagement that you have been given. Those are two things also people fail to realize. There is what you believe in as your goal. Then there is what you've been invited for. So, I just said something very deep here. There is what you believe is your goal, right? Then there is what you've been invited to do. We know you want STEM, you want to make sure that girls are in STEM and all that. But you've been invited to talk about entrepreneurship. What does that mean? It doesn't mean run away from STEM. You are still there, but remember that now what you have to do is to merge your main goal and the goal of the event, so that at the end of the day, you are delivering on the goal of the event and delivering on your cause. Are you getting what I'm saying? For example, I was invited here to talk about this, but I started by saying, I actually ran this foundation called Youth Leadership Initiative, and it has made me, if I talk about Youth Leadership Initiative and say, hey, go home, I failed you. But do you see that, by the way, it can come as an example? So goal is what the goal that you want to. Then obstacle, this is things that you see. Actually applying this even in your life. You can use VOT, vision. Obstacle is what is it that is stopping you from achieving the goal. As a speaker, you need to be clear about your challenges. Because the challenges that you don't know are the challenges you cannot solve. So for example, you realize you are going into a room and you know yourself that you don't have much confidence. It's an obstacle, right? You know what you do? Instead of doing a speech, that is just... How many of you attended TED Talk? One. when you guys did a TED talk here at LU, how many of you attended? Raise up your hand if I did.